Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time stopping by, welcome. Now you're part of the fam, the gang. Today's video we'll be talking about tips for our mommies and families on how to relocate to another state with little ones. So if this is something that you're interested in or something that you want to plan for, then stay tuned. I just recently moved to another state, if you are unaware, from Florida to North Carolina, and of course I have a little one. I'm a mom. Yes, I'm a mom. I know I look like 21, but yeah. Anyway, so the whole entire process is very much so more difficult if you did not have a little one. So I would say just prepare yourself. These are some little tips that I jotted down that made the process for myself easier. I will say, is it gonna be hectic? Are you gonna be stressed? Will you still have some times where you're just trying to pull your hair out? Of course you will, because you are relocating to another state. It is a big change. It is a big change for you by yourself as well as you for the little one. So yes, there will be times that you feel crazy, but hopefully the tips that I give, it'll make the process a little bit more easier. It'll help you prepare a little bit more and you'll be good to go. So I'm just going to jump right into these tips. The first thing I will say, and the first mistake that I made, that I know eventually if I were to move again, which I don't plan to, but if I were to move again or relocate again, I will not do it around vacation time. So for us, we moved at the beginning of the year, and the end of the year is a big time for us. It's Christmas, it's New Year's, but it's also our son's birthday. So we always normally either travel for his birthday or we throw a party. Either way it goes, they both are very time consuming in the planning process. But we had just came off a vacation. We went on a 5-day cruise. And as soon as we came back from the cruise, it was like go time, ready to pack, because we only had a week left before we were coming here. So it was like grind time. I would tell anybody, do not do that, because it's crazy. I don't know what I was thinking. Even as much as we prepared for it super early. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm very much so a planner. If you've watched some of my previous videos, you know I plan out my day every day. So we planned very much so. We were well prepared, but it is still hectic even when you have a plan laid out. So I will say, do not plan a vacation around the time you are planning to relocate to another state. Don't do it. It is much more stressful than just relocating when you're not on a vacation. So don't do it. Don't make that mistake I did. But getting into the first tip, when choosing your new location or choosing where to live, I know a lot of people ask, how did I know where did I want to stay? Obviously, this place is new, and even though we had visited North Carolina prior to moving, of course you don't really know, and you're not going to get to know the place until you're there. So a lot of people were asking me, how did you choose the area that you were going to live? How did you choose his school? Different things of that sort. And I would tell you, your first main thought and priority as a parent, well, for me rather, in my opinion, it was my son. So how I chose where we would live, or how me and my husband chose where we would live, was based on the school that we wanted our son to attend. So how I narrowed it down, when we first visited, we did visit a few areas. So I had like the top 10 schools in North Carolina, in Charlotte. I looked at those, I visited the schools, I looked at the community around it. Granted, again, when it doesn't matter how many times you visit a place and you go see it, if you're not there, living there, if you didn't spend a week in each place, you probably won't know or get a real definite feeling of how you feel when you go there. So it's still based on a whim. We just got lucky because we love where we live. We love his school. But again, I visited the different schools, and then I Googled the analytics basically on gender, on race. I looked at other parents' reviews of the school, and then I narrowed it down to the school. Once I narrowed it down to the school that I wanted my son to attend, then I started to look for apartments around that area that would be his home school. Now, a lot of people say, oh, why did you choose to rent instead of purchasing a home first? For us, because this is a new state and we were unsure whether we were going to like it or not, again, because literally the apartment that we got, I hadn't viewed the apartment before we got it. I literally did everything online. We signed our lease online. Everything was done electronically before we got here. Lucky for us, everything was perfect in the way that we like it, and we really lucked up. But if you don't have to do it that way, I would say sort of kind of go check out the place beforehand. But again, I just said we got lucky. I did do a very lot of research. A lot of research is your key. Like, you're gonna have to do a lot of research. So what I did was I looked up reviews of the school, looked up reviews of the apartment, looked at pictures, looked on Yelp, looked on Google. I did Google reviews, and then that's how I narrowed it down. Also, it's important when relocating to another state that you have things in the car to occupy your kids. So it depends on if you're going to drive or if you're going to fly. Either way it goes, depending on the age range of the kid, you need to have things to occupy them so they don't get um, bored, distracted. Because once they get bored, then you already know, then they get sort of kind of unruly. So you want to have things to occupy the kids either inside the car or on the plane. Another big tip that I would say when you're relocating to another state and you're doing a huge change that way, communicate with your child. Especially, it depends on the age of the child. Our son is 7, so it was important to us to communicate to him when we first decided that we were going to move. All throughout the year prior to us moving, we kept him involved. Hey, how do you like this room? How do you like this school? This is where we're thinking of moving. Even though he wasn't like a decision maker saying, okay, no, I don't like this one, I like this one, we kept that line of communication open with him so he did know, and so the change wasn't so much of a shocker for him. So I would say if you do have a child around the 7, 8, 5 year range where they understand that they are moving from one state, from what they're comfortable at, to another that's something all brand new, keep that line of communication open. Also, during this time, to us, family was everything. Like I said, we came here to North Carolina where we don't have family versus us being in Florida where all of our, practically most of our family is there. So packing up the house in Florida, our family helped us there. Our family actually helped us move into this place. So family is everything. If you do have family, if you're very close knit to your family and your family can help you, they will help this transition be more comfortable, less stressful than what it is if you have family, or if you have circle, if you have friends that became family, people, your tight knit circle, they will help the transition become so much easier. Another thing is, I would say, um, another thing that's important aside from communicating with your child, always keep them involved. I said always keep them involved. We let our son know, like I said before, about everything, as well as I sat down and we had a conversation with our son to see what was important to him. So, like in Florida, he was really big in karate and extracurricular activities. So I asked him, hey, is that something that you still want to pursue? I explained to him the process of, hey, this is going to be a new school, this is going to be a new karate place. Is that something that's important to you? He expressed to us that karate was really important to him. He didn't care where he went, he wanted to continue with karate. So I made that a priority for me. On top of looking for the school, we also looked for a karate place. Now, when you're relocating, obviously you don't know what karate places would be the best one. Lucky for us, in most places, they'll give you a free trial class. So that's what we did. When as soon as we arrived and we got sort of kind of settled in, we did local karate places around where we live, took the test classes, and we found the one that fit our family best. So I would also suggest that you do that. Brain fart. Whatever extracurricular activity that your child likes, do test classes before you invest your money in it, because any class, whether it be ballet, whether it be soccer, whether it be karate, those classes are expensive. If you're a mom and you already have your kid in that class, you very well know those classes are very pricey. So before you obligate yourself or commit yourself into a long time contract or session of whatever, keeping your child in there, I would say do test classes. Those were the most important things for me in reference to moving, as well as whether I should have movers or move myself. If you guys want more details on how I got the process of moving, just comment below and I'll make a more in-depth detail video about it, depending on what subject it is and how much I do know. But hopefully these little tips and tricks that I did for my move help you guys out. Again, if you want to see more videos like this, or if you do want to see a makeup tutorial on this look that I have today, just let me know, leave a comment below, and then I'll also work on that. But as always, thank you for tuning in and have a great day.
Hey! Hey! Is that your shock face?
Yeah, when I'm shocked, I'll be like, tell me when to go. Tell me when to go. Tell me when to go. Become another person. Become another person. Become another person. My bad. I'm getting better at this thing.